Hey y'all, hey, it's your favorite baking business coach, Cynthia Carr, your host of Bakers Unleashed podcast. I love to give a little disclaimer at the beginning of each podcast episode that goes a little something like this. The nature of this show that you're about to witness is not to cause harm or to inflict pain on any person spoken of or involved. This segment is to enlighten its intended audience. We ask that we are not held accountable for what we may say because it's just simply our truth. And since we have to remain professional at all times, this space is where we get it off our chest. Welcome to Bakers Unleashed podcast, everyone. Yay!
And the crowd goes wild.
All right, you guys. Good evening. Good evening. Happy Monday. Today's episode is where we're going to dive deep into retail bakeries. It is almost 2025. We are about what, 2 days away from the new year. We're about 2 days away from the new year, and I know the new year is coming, and everybody's want to have their goals. Particularly bakers, because that's the industry that I'm always speaking to. I know you guys want to have your goals, and you may be thinking that this is the year that you want to go outside of your home and go into a retail shop. I'm not here to tell you don't do it. That's not what this episode is about. I'm just here to let you guys know what you're up against when you do it and what's ahead and what is ahead of you when you do it. So I'm just going to share my story, basically just share my story with you guys and how I got started from 2007 to where I am today. And hopefully it inspires someone so that way you know how to move forward in your baking business and the decisions that you need to make as far as whether you're going to go into a retail bakery or if you're going to get a dessert food truck or even if you're going to do cake vending machines. I'm going to share my story with you guys from the beginning of how it all got started, and hopefully that inspires, someone. I know it's going to be relatable to a lot of people, but hopefully it inspires someone, to help you along in your journey. I got started. I got started in 2005 is when Cakes by Cynthia first took place. I started at home, working from home, like many of you, are now. And 2007 is when I decided that, okay, I want a retail store. That was just 2 years later after starting my business. I thought it was time for me, to get a retail shop. And honey, I failed miserably. I did. I failed miserably. I was evicted in 3 months. Yes, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. I was evicted in 3 months from my very first shop. Why? Why are you laughing?
Because the fact that you like 3 months eviction, like I want y'all to know, it happens that quick.
I'm looking at V. I'm looking at V, and it's like she's trying to hold in her laugh. Like, what you all that laughing for?
Because most people don't smile when they talk eviction. It'd be like, damn, I was evicted. But okay, I apologize.
Yes. Yes, I was evicted. I can laugh about it now, but shit, I wasn't laughing about it then.
Yeah.
I was evicted in 3 months because I couldn't afford to pay the goddamn bill. I couldn't pay the rent.
And that's what I love about this show. It's real. I'm telling you, I was evicted.
Yeah.
Like people don't get that real part.
Yeah.
They just say, well, I didn't do well after 3 months.
Fuck no, ain't no do well. I was evicted. That's just straight to the point. What it is. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. I'm not hiding nothing because it doesn't serve you well any by me hiding anything. It doesn't serve me well any by hiding anything. So you're going to get it raw and uncut, and that's why we have that little disclaimer, at the beginning of each episode. Yeah. This is just simply our truth. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And everybody's entitled to their own truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And like I said, in 2007, I was evicted in 3 months because I couldn't pay the bills at the shop. I couldn't pay the bills at the shop. I couldn't pay the bills at home. And when I came out, I was like, damn, I didn't think that far. I didn't think about that. Like, shit, I need to make enough money to pay the bills at the shop and the bills at home. And that just wasn't the case.
Yeah.
In 3 months, the landlord was like, you got to go.
Like, ma'am, I don't care. I taste the cake, ma'am. I know it's good.
All right. I was like, all right.
Just went on.
Packed my shit and I was out. I went back home. And I went back home. I was home for 2 years, and then in 2009, I was like, I got a good leash on this thing. I know what to do now, and I know what not to do now.
Right.
So let's try this thing again because I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted a retail store.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So in 2009, I came back out. I got another retail store. I was evicted again.
So what happened the second time? What did you know what the
Girl.
thing was?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. In 2009, I was evicted in 18 months. Only this time, I was making the money. Oh, honey, child, shit. You couldn't tell me shit. I was making thousands of dollars a week. Oh, honey, I thought I made
Big
it.
time. I have arrived. Yeah.
I thought I made it. I was all this bitch. So, again, I didn't know. I was still
Right.
new to this. I didn't
Right.
know nothing about being
And
a
this
business
time
owner.
you went far past the 3 months from the first time. So you felt like, yes.
I didn't know shit about business then. In 2009, I just knew I knew how to decorate a good ass damn cake. I knew how to bake a good damn cake.
Right.
I knew how to decorate a good damn cake. That's as far as the fuck that went. But how to run a business, I didn't have a fucking clue.
Most people don't think about that paperwork side.
No,
That
I didn't have
paperwork
a
side is
clue about how
different.
to run a business. And then and when I went out in the second time in 09, I lasted 18 months in there. Like I said, I was making bank. I was spending the money faster than it was coming in. This
Wow.
time I was able to pay the bills at home and pay the bills at the shop, but I was spending the money too fast.
Okay.
Like I said, I was outside
Spending and splurging.
I was outside showing my ass.
People have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, because again, I ain't know shit about business. I didn't have nobody to teach me.
Yeah.
It was trial and error. I didn't have those resources back then that the fuck they got now.
Yeah.
All of the resources that you have now, whether it's digital products, coaching, courses.
I was going to say a lot of people wasn't going to tell you anything. Still don't.
Back then, I couldn't get no help.
Yeah.
I couldn't even pay for fucking help.
Wow.
Back then. So like I said, it was trial and error because I didn't know. There was nobody out there available to teach me jack shit about business. Yeah, they was like, go to this place called, I think it was called SCORE with the SBA, for small business. That shit wasn't teaching me what the fuck I needed to know. I was like, what? They was talking to me like in all of this corporate jargon. I'm like, no, man,
this is not for me.
This is not for me. You gotta talk to me like I'm in the kindergarten. For me to be able to retain this shit. Because otherwise, I don't have a clue what the fuck.
Because the thing is, just because you come with the skill and the know-how, like you said, I can bake a good cake. I know how to decorate a good cake. I know how to bring the coins here. But when I get them here, how do I budget it? Where do I go? What need to be paid over? That need to be paid. Because there's so much stuff within the state that you have to understand. So much stuff within the type of bakery that you have that you have to understand. I learned that on another show you was talking about and was saying what kind of oven or it was something about the style of the bakery.
Right.
So yeah, I know there's a lot that goes into it.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Like I said, I lasted there 18 months, 18 months, and I was back home again. And when I came back out in 2013, I had met my now husband Earl because I met Earl in 2011. In 2013, it came back out to a bakery again. That's when everything pretty much started changing, for me in 2013. Because at that point, he was like, fuck this. I'm getting an accountant. Because, it didn't keep getting the video. Got an account and he was able to tell me and show me in black and white exactly what the fuck it was. You know what I mean? What to sell, what not to sell, what to take off the menu, what to put on the menu, what to scale on, what to fucking get rid of, what to pay, what not to pay, what to make priority, what not, I was able to see all of that in black and white, on paper. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, now that makes sense. Now I see. Now I understand.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
What?
Kind of go back like a couple of steps. So you mentioned that once you got with your now husband, you started learning more things. A lot of people have a tendency to say, well, being single, being by myself, I'm more focused, I'm more driven. But it seemed like your stuff really got on track being in a relationship. So being in a relationship is not that bad when you're trying to get business on track. No, I just want to get that out there for the people who always say, no, I need to be by myself.
No,
I need to be focused.
No, he helped me. We did this shit together.
Yeah.
He was in the kitchen baking and I was finishing it. Earl wasn't no damn baker when I first met no
The
fucking
fact that he came up with the snickerdoodle,
Right.
because that's my
he
favorite.
came up with the snickerdoodle because he a weed.
Yeah.
Marijuana, like you get the munchies and shit.
So he just thought up something.
Yeah, he the one who conjured up that goddamn snickerdoodle, cupcake.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of this in there, put a little bit of that in there. Remember we used to have the cookies in school, the snickerdoodle? I was like, boy, you know, out this kitchen.
And people need to hear that, because diving into the industry, you got to understand that it's not bad to have a mate, to have a partner, somebody to bounce ideas off, somebody that with the munchies that can try different stuff and not afraid to mix something up.
Yeah, we did it together because it's no way in hell when I went back out there in 2013 and the trajectory that we was on that catapulted us to where we are today. Although we still not where we want to be, is no way I would have been able to do that by myself.
Awesome.
There's no way. There's no way. So we did it together. Although we bumped heads a lot, working together.
Which you will.
Yeah, we bumped heads a lot.
I remember bumping heads with my husband, then with the chick that's gonna go and talk about my business.
Exactly. Man, Earl, we still bump heads.
Yeah.
And I get it because we're around each other 24 hours of
so it's work
day.
at home. Yeah.
It's like, nigga, you a nuisance.
Right.
And I know he's saying, to himself, you getting on my nerves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you get on my fucking nerves. I know he say that.
So all those things are good to know when you're diving into this business. It's good to know people, that it's good to have that somebody to balance you out.
Yeah, we got that. I have that support. Like I said, there's nowhere in hell that I've been able to do what I'm doing now without him. Although, I tell him all the time, this is for me and you. This is our family. And he say all the time, no, this is yours. I'm just here to support you. I'm just here to help you. You know what I mean? I still feel in my heart like it's for both of us.
Right.
Although I make a lot of the decisions.
Right.
Even when he tell me don't, I still do it.
I'm still the boss.
I'm still, you talking about? I'm doing it anyway.
Right.
And a lot of those I'm doing it anyway cost us a lot of money. Over there. Yeah. It cost us a lot of money over the years because I made a lot of financial bad calls. Yeah. Like quite a few of those stores that I opened up, I had no business opening up. And he told me, he was like, Sin, don't you open that fucking store? Don't you sign that lease over there? No, I'm gonna do it anyway. Let's just try it out.
And then try. Being a Pisces, being a
Pisces
is huge.
I'm a Pisces and he a Leo. Imagine.
Oh my goodness.
That girl,
the control fights in there gotta be crazy.
Like Clash of the Titans type shit. Yeah. When we go at
when Pisces ready, we ready.
Yeah.
Leo's like, always
it's like he be ready to go. Yeah. He be ready to go. Like be like Clash of Titans. Like he told me like, Sin, don't you do that. Like when I opened up the bakery supply store next door, where your birthday party was at. Right. He told me about that. He was like, "Don't you open that goddamn store?" No, let's just try. Again, let's just try. Every time I was like, "All right, babe, I want to do this," he'd be like, "Don't you do it? Let's just try it." And I would do it anyway, and it will fail. It will fail miserably. But he never said, "I told you." He never said. Although I know the fuck he wanted to say that.
Right.
He would look at me and just shake his head like, "I told you." Without saying it, but like
that whole pitiful.
I told you.
That hurt just as hard as saying I told you.
Like, I told
you. Might as well go ahead and say it.
Yeah. So when we got in the shop in 2013, when I came back out again, and me and him teamed up, and he supported me and helping me, grow the business and things like that. That's when things started changing, and we got the accountant. We was in that store for about 3 years before we got to the location where we are now. And we down there at Washington Boulevard now. And it was like, honestly, it was like when we got to the newer location where we are now, the retail store we are now, it was like almost like starting all over again. It really was. It was like, it was like starting all over again. Because in my mind, because I'm still learning. I'm still a student today.
Right.
Today in 2024, I'm still a student, of business.
Right.
I was thinking like when we moved to that new location, it was like starting all over again because it was like our customers, a lot of our customers, I'm not gonna say a lot of our customers didn't come with us, to that new location, but I will say it was like an adjustment that a lot of our customers, had to make with coming to the new location because of the travel distance.
Right.
To me, it wasn't that far, but it can be
because it's really not that far from where you were.
Just go down Hill and Broadway.
And you there?
Yeah. They was like, "Oh my God, you moved all the way out here, girl. We 10 minutes down the damn street."
Literally.
Like literally.
Maybe 8.
Man, yeah. Like, just come down
And
Hilton.
everybody go to Walmart.
You're going to that Walmart anyway.
Right.
Cause ain't nobody going to the Walmart on 40.
Right.
We went to the Super Walmart on Washington Boulevard. So
Right.
it wasn't that big on far. But yeah, it was like starting all over again. But we did get a different demographic down there where we are now versus what we did when we was up on Bloomingdale.
Okay.
Because where we are now, we
Yeah.
service all kinds of people, all walks of life. We service them, all
And
down
that got to
there.
be the great part of moving the location.
Yeah,
So
it
that's
was.
something good to have, I guess, for the viewers to understand that fear of going in a location where you don't look the most familiar to the
Right.
area is what I want to
Right.
say without saying more than that.
Right.
I think it's good for people to know that too.
Right.
Because a lot of people are fearful, like, well, they don't look like me in that community.
Mm.
But you can get a whole bunch of different
Mm-hmm.
people than you're used to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, down at the location that we are now, we in a completely different, demographic, and we knew, well, we thought that moving into that location, it's gonna be easy for us to get foot traffic down here because we in the same shopping center as Walmart.
Right.
It's a Walmart, a Chick-fil-A, it's a T-Mobile. I mean, all the big box, stores are in the shopping center. So this is gonna be a cakewalk for us. Shit. It was not a cakewalk for us because, like I said, we was new to the area. Who the fuck is Cakes by Cynthia?
Right.
Who? It took a minute, for people to catch on to, who we are and what we are about, and and what it is that we sell. It took a minute.
Mhm.
It wasn't always easy. Like I said, and retail has completely changed from back then to what it is now.
Yeah.
Retail is not the same. Like I remember years we would bring in $400,000, $500,000 a year. A year.
Wow.
Last year we barely made 400. So it's like our numbers took a dip. Yeah. The pandemic fucked that up for everybody.
I think the pandemic was a big whopper for everybody.
The pandemic messed that up for everybody. And I still don't think people have recovered, from that of how they operate, on their day to day. And that's why I tell people that retail has completely changed. You have to make your business as accessible. And most importantly, you have to make it as convenient as possible for the customer, because the pandemic has made everybody lazy. And then not to mention you have all of these delivery apps now, like your DoorDash, your Uber Eats, your Grubhubs, and things like that. And I'm thankful for those platforms. DoorDash is the main one.
And a lot of people don't know that they should get on those apps.
What you mean? Well, business owners?
Yeah, have their business on those apps.
Yeah.
You'll ask some people like, oh no, we're not on. But you can pick up.
Yeah.
Everybody gets delivery.
Yeah,
now, so.
Everybody gets that. And that's why, in my case in point, you have to make your business, whether you're a bakery or any kind of fucking business, you got to make your business as convenient as possible for customers. Because people are lazy. Let me tell you something. All the time on DoorDash, we will get customers who will send a fucking order through for one goddamn cupcake. They will pay $12 for a $4 cupcake. $12
just for the convenience.
Just for the convenience.
And the cupcake coming.
People will pay for convenience. They don't give a shit what you charging for. They're going to pay for convenience.
So people, get that.
You have to
round it up. Try to get to the whole 20. I'm
get
just
the whole
saying.
goddamn 20. You gotta
sell it.
You gotta make your business as convenient as possible, because the walk-in traffic is just not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Like I said, like last year, like I just told you, our numbers took a dip.
Yeah.
They took a dip because people
that was a lot.
That was a whole fucking lot. Almost 100,000.
Yeah.
What's the fuck? What's the whole thing? We jumped from $500,000 a year to almost 4.
Gosh.
Like what the hell?
When you hear it like that, it hit different.
Yeah, when you hear it like that, it hit different.
It's a $500,000. Just $500,000.
We was making $500,000.
Yeah, that would have killed me.
Yeah, we was making
that would have killed me.
So just last year, almost making 400.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And then this year, I know those numbers are going to look even worse. Worser. Is that a fucking word? This year is going to look even worse because the food truck is down.
And food trucks. We talked about that
The food truck is bringing in a shitload of money. Yeah. Our food truck has been down since the summer. I don't even want to know what them numbers going to look like this year.
Yeah, but see the big gap.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge gap.
Yeah,
a huge gap. Like our overhead for our retail store is $28,000 a month. That's all in. that's the run the shop, and that's
Everything.
all of our personal
Mhm.
bills too. Because you got to count the personal bills because
Right.
the business got to pay for
Because they
that.
got to pay for that.
Yeah, the business got to
It's
pay
not
for
like you
that.
got another job that pays the person.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if Earl was working full time somewhere else and his job can manage the personal bills, then we wouldn't have to count that
Right.
because his check can account for that. But
But
that's
then you
just
would have to
not.
look at how he's not there. So all you the stress you had to deal with if he
Dang,
wasn't there.
girl,
So it's a kind of
girl.
adult like
Yeah,
sword fight. Like I'd
yeah,
rather have him here and pick up some of the slack
yeah,
because you'll be losing your mind
yeah.
if you didn't.
It's a lot. And like, and can you imagine the stress that we are under, right now,
Yeah.
having overhead of $28,000 a month and one of our incomes is gone, which is a
Yeah.
food truck. Like our food truck costs $10,000 to get a new engine in it. Where the fuck that $10,000 coming from? We ain't got it.
Just out of the blue.
Out of the blue. You can't pull it out your ass. And
Yeah.
God, I ain't taking out no more loans. Shit. Got
Right.
2 of those out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just trying to keep up on the payments
And
on
see,
those.
and that's
It's
where a
like,
lot of people get this whole, thing misconstrued at.
Mhm.
They see it, they see your cakes, they see everything that's great, and they think the money just
It's
keep coming
no.
plentifully.
Let me
So then
explain
they jump
something.
out there and then they open their bakery
Let me
and
explain
then they
something,
say,
y'all.
Dag, she didn't say how hard it is.
We-
Well, you didn't ask.
Yeah.
But here we are today.
Here we are today. Yeah. For those that are working a 9 to 5, you know why I commend them? Because they have a guaranteed income coming in. Our
That
income
part.
is not guaranteed. It's a hope of like we on a big like trusting everything in God.
Yes,
No, real shit.
literally,
Real shit,
literally.
trusting everything in God that this money is going to come through for us to
Literally.
pay what needs to be paid. Because
To get a code, how much like of you have to be taken out of the bakery because you can't be sick and work, and that work is you. So like that's a lot that comes out
that's
of
what
that.
put us behind in what 2022. That's what put us behind. When I got sick, I was down for weeks. When I had those blood clots,
Yes.
on my lungs, we was down and we got behind in our rent. We was like 20 something $1,000 in the
And
hole.
this wasn't no,
in our rent.
elaborating on it always it gets me emotional. But this wasn't like you had to sneeze and you didn't want to sneeze around, the mix. You had blood clots,
Horrible.
multiple, but was still going.
Yeah.
Going.
Grace of God.
How did you drive your own self to the hospital?
By the grace of God. By the grace of God. Because even the doctor said, when he came in there and gave me results from that CAT scan, he had this very perplexed look on his face. He was like, and this was the look he was like, and he just looked and just shook his head like this. And I was like, what?
He looked like how?
Yeah, he was like, how? Like, he had the look on his face like, how? Like, how are you still living? Like, how?
Yeah.
And then he said to me, he was like, how long was you walking around like this? I was like, 2, maybe 3 weeks. He said 2, maybe 3 weeks. You was walking around like this. I was like, yeah. He was like, how? He said, well, we found blood clots. Clots. I was like, you found blood clots? He said, yes, clusters. He said, one blood clot could have took you out of here. He was like, we found clusters on both sides of your lungs.
Wow.
On both sides of your lungs.
And this lady's still like, but I gotta get the bakery open tomorrow.
I gotta get the bakery open tomorrow.
What y'all gonna do? What y'all gotta do? Because I gotta get out of here tomorrow.
He was like, you had clusters on both sides. And then I thought, because I knew a little bit about pulmonary embolism, but not a whole lot. I'm not a fucking doctor.
Right.
And, I know a little bit about it. And all I was thinking was, like, clusters. I was like, if I had just took one, like, deep breath,
you could have just been done. It's just it's so emotional to me because to even know that you drove yourself to the hospital like this.
Yeah.
And I had no idea.
Because I had told Earl, I was like, it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I'm going to take myself to the hospital because something ain't right. I said, you stay here with EJ. Because our oldest daughter, one of our oldest daughters, she wasn't home and we couldn't leave EJ home by herself. I said, you stay here with EJ and I'm going to call you, once I find out, what's going on. And I went in the hospital and I told them that I was having heart palpitations. And And I didn't understand why I was having heart palpitations like that. And I mean, I'm heart palpitations. They wasn't like little flutter heart palpitations that you get from experiencing perimenopause, which I'm going through now. They
anxiety
was
or
like
whatever.
boom, like boom, like to the point
Your
where it
heart
was
is
like
fighting
my
to
heart
be.
is fighting to keep beating. And I didn't know that. And I was telling them that in triage. And they took me straight to the back after he checked my blood pressure and he took me straight to the back. And I I kind of felt like something was kind of off because it's like when you go to the emergency room, they take you back to triage. They take your vitals in triage and they send your ass back in the waiting room.
Right.
But for them to take my vitals and send me straight to the back, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
You know,
they worried about.
Yeah. And so they drew my blood and she was like, we have to do a D dimer, test on you. And I was like, what the hell is a D dimer? She was like, we take a D dimer test to measure your D dimer levels. That lets us know whether or not something is going on with your blood.
Right.
And when the results came back from that, she said the D dimer was 3 times the amount. I was like, what? Still, I'm like,
you're still looking for more information.
I don't know.
Right.
Still, I'm like, I don't. She was like, it was 3 times the amount, and she was like, that's telling us something's going on with your blood. And that's when she said that something's going on with your blood. That's when I knew. I was like, something going on with me, but I don't know what. And this may can be serious because it's my blood and it's my heart. Like, so they took me back to the CAT scan, and that's when they found all of the blood clots. And I remember, and the doctor even had to laugh. And I remember me telling him when he was like, we have to treat this, ASAP. I was like, so I'm not going home.
Still saying, the lady is still saying, because I got to get this bakery open tomorrow, sir.
I was like, so I'm not going home.
Our blood clot can kill you. You have clusters of them.
He laughed, and I couldn't get
up
but
like,
laugh
bless your little heart.
You just as cute as a button. He said, oh no, you're going to be here for a while. Get comfortable.
Please and thank you.
I said, what do you mean for? He said, you're going to be here for a few days, for quite a while.
Yeah.
You're going to be here for a while. I was like, be here for a while. And then when I called Earl and told him, I guess he knew what that was when I was explaining to him what was going on. And he just broke down into tears. And he was like, oh my God. He was like, I don't want nothing. I was like, nothing's going to happen to me. I was like, I'm okay. And this, that, and the third. And that from that moment, that's what I knew. I said, God has something on my life. I'm here for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was when you told it to me
for a reason.
I was blown away. And I was like, you drove yourself? I was looking at you like, do you know how severe a clot is?
Yeah.
So to have clot, so it gotta be like
it's a reason.
There's a reason.
It's a reason for my life. And it's like I know what that reason is now. I know my reason is this what I'm very well sitting here doing today. And giving bakers, in this industry all over the world, all over the country, giving them hope and letting them know what it is that they're going to be facing, in their baking business.
And you're telling it to them as serious as possible. Most people will charge to give this much information.
It's not an easy walk to own a bakery. It's not an easy walk. It's not an easy walk. And it's like cake decorating, to be honest with you, I really don't have a love for that anymore. I do it because it's paying the bills, but I don't really have, a deep love for it no more.
Like
as much as before. Not like I had before. I've been doing it for 32 years. It's like I'm not doing this for 30 years.
Yeah, because when your fun thing becomes a chore, it's like I hope this never happens to me with podcasts. Radio kind of got like that, but now I'm like, going to the studio. But I do get like that some days where I don't do straight talk with Miss V. I'm ready to produce everybody else's stuff, but I don't want to do mine.
And this brings me so much joy. Talking to bakers, in this way and letting them know again what they're up against. Owning a retail, bakery.
Because because it's keeping it real.
Yeah, because if I had to do it all over again, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have got a shop. I wouldn't have got a shop.
Not as soon
as I did. But I don't think I would have got a shop.
Period.
I would just did food truck. Because I had my experiences in both. Right. I love being on my food truck.
Right. And we talked about the numbers on food trucks last week.
Food trucks make so much money.
Yeah.
And half the damn work. And the overhead is so minuscule. Like, it's so small. The overhead is so little. Like I remember at one time, my payroll, just my payroll at the bakery was $19,000 a month. Yeah,
So
pick
y'all
up your mouth.
hiring.
Look, just say, pick up
Look
your
at me.
mouth.
Are y'all doing any hiring
No,
down
no,
there?
we don't know hiring. Yeah,
I could
at
just
one-
like wash the spoons or something.
At one point,
Gosh.
I had 21 employees at one time because I had several stores.
Because you had so much going on.
Yeah, I had so much going on. And having several stores at one time, that shit is a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, people, they
Because
you
you
know,
got to manage and maintain
Yeah.
all those people.
Oh my God,
all those
Sin.
attitudes.
Yeah, Sin is doing the damn thing. She got 2-3 stores, and that shit was hard work. And I do not wish that shit on nobody.
And I think a tough thing about having your own, you lose friends because they have a tendency to think you got so much going on. Oh, now you think you all that. But like you said today, no, let me give you all the deep dive.
Yeah, the deep dive
on how real this is.
Yeah, it gets real.
It becomes different.
It gets real.
Because people sit back and make all assumptions of your life and what's going on.
Yeah, like I said, at one time,
emotional.
Girl, at one time, our payroll. Sorry, let me go deeper. Our payroll was $19,000 a month for all of those employees.
Sorry, y'all get anxious.
Let me repeat that again because I want y'all to follow me on this and tell y'all how deep this shit gets. At one time, our payroll was $19,000 a month. Me and Earl and our kids went home to a dark house because our power was off.
But we were making sure.
But we had to make sure everybody got paid.
That part.
It was a many of days we didn't see a paycheck. We struggling our ass off. We made sure everybody got. We never missed a paycheck.
And that's a big deal. Also, especially when people who put bad bones out on businesses. Ask me, have you ever? You can talk about me all you want, but say, have I never not paid?
Nobody can never.
That part.
If any past employee of mine come to you and say I didn't pay them, they're a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
I have never not paid somebody who worked for me, and everybody always got paid on time. Payday. I believe was every Friday. Was every Friday or every other Friday? I'm trying to remember how often did I pay him. Was it every Friday or every other Friday?
Whichever it
was, they never missed a goddamn paycheck. I never gave them a paycheck and say, "Oh, don't." It has happened to me before in my work life. Oh, I'm gonna give you this paycheck today, but don't cash it today.
Don't cash it till next week.
Yeah, don't cash it till next week. There ain't no money right there. That has never happened. We always make sure.
And a lot of people do that. Actually.
Yeah, I have worked for several companies that did that. That paid me and was like,
I know daycares that.
Yeah,
people
like
have
don't cash that check.
Yeah.
Don't cash that check. Cash that check next week.
Monday.
Yeah, don't cash that check today. We have never not paid anybody.
Yeah.
Like I said, our payroll was $19,000 a month, and we went home in the dark because we ain't had no lights at home.
And most people say, "I don't pay my bills. I just have to get to them when I get to them."
Yeah.
This is a deep dive right here.
A lot of business owners would say, "Shit, I'm paying my shit first. Them employees, they gonna wait."
This is so appreciated for you to just come on here and just like bare yourself, because this is not just the deep dive into the industry, but you're actually bearing
everything.
This is big.
One thing about me,
y'all, but I get
one thing about me. If nobody don't know nothing else about Cynthia, and if y'all don't take nothing else away from any of these podcast episodes that we, stream or that y'all watch, or any piece of content that you look at of mine on any social media platform, one thing nobody will never be able to say about me is Cynthia will always tell her story. Nobody else will ever be able to tell my story.
That part.
Nobody will never be able to tell my story.
And that's the attitude of a Pisces right there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell my truth.
I'm going to tell my truth. Can't nobody come and tell you nothing because I done already told it.
Yeah.
Nobody can't hold nothing over my head. Nobody can hold nothing over my head. And I love that about me.
And that thing I love
that about me.
That's the thing about being a Pisces. We're going to give you all the way in. Yeah. And if we don't want to deal with you, we're walking all the way away. We're going to give you them fish. You're going to get both of them fish some kind of way.
I love that about me.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Nobody can hold nothing over my head.
and
I
that's
tell my
awesome.
truth. Yeah, I
That's
tell my truth.
awesome. Because a lot of people don't tell it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't tell their truth. No, and
So
that's
that's
why
big.
and that's another reason why I say y'all gonna get the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Hmm.
About being a business owner because it's not always pretty. It's not always up. Shit, just last week, no, not last week. What's a few weeks ago? I went home because mind you, I told you the retail shop ain't doing the numbers that I
Hmm.
needed to do. But thank God for our other, resources, our other streams of income that we
Hmm.
able to pull in to pay what needs to be paid. We
Right.
okay. We just not where we are. Shit is real tight.
Yeah.
But just a few weeks ago, I went home, seen the tow truck on the parking lot. I said, "Oh my God, they repoing my truck."
Great cry for
Girl,
days.
I was ready to cry. I was like, "Oh my God, they about to repo my truck. Please don't repo my truck. I need my truck. I need my
This is
vehicle.
real. This is
I
real.
need my vehicle." But they wasn't there for me.
Right.
It wasn't even the tow
Well,
truck.
it's
That
the
was
thought.
it was a thought.
Bitch, they not even for you. Sit your ass
Every
down.
time you hear that sound, beep, beep, you run to the window.
Hold on. Get my keys. Oh, it was not for me.
You
Y'all go ahead and
ran
sit
to
there.
the window, and I'm peeping out the window.
He's like, get mommy keys.
Right. They here for my shit. The hell?
That
So
part.
that's why I say we don't have a paycheck that we can depend on.
Right.
We on a complete faith walk here with ourselves and God.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. That's all we got to
And
hold
that's why
on
you
to.
gotta be a faithful person. You gotta be a
Yeah.
good person. You gotta be, like things like this, not mind telling people, look, let me tell you the deep dive on what really gets dirty
Yeah.
before y'all do it. Because if you wasn't, God would be like, I'm gonna pass that right on by. Yeah, that
Mhm.
truck, that would take
That
it.
one, take it. Mhm.
Oh, that bakery,
Mhm.
blow that oven up. Like,
Mhm.
that's when bad things happen when
Mhm.
you don't keep it real and don't mind bearing all of you, because you're bearing all of you tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
Some
a
people
big
they tell me,
deal.
"Son, you tell too much." Mm-mm.
Uh-uh.
No, I don't.
No.
No, I
Because it's
don't.
somebody else that was about to make the horrible mistake,
Yep.
saw this show and was like, wow, I appreciate her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking the same thing. I was going to do
Mm-hmm.
this, but I might just get a food
I
truck.
might just get a fucking food truck. I can't wait till we get our food truck back on the street.
I know you can't. You
I
say
can.
it all
Girl,
the
the
time.
first time, the first thing smoking, I get 10 grand in my hand is going straight to that goddamn mechanic. Please fix my shit.
That part.
Sorry.
And we selling whole meals with something on the side because we want your
We want the whole
20.
20.
We want the whole
We want
20.
the whole 20.
Please understand
We
that.
want the whole 20.
I'm going to say that at least once every week, y'all. Y'all might as well get ready.
Yeah, we're gonna say that we want the whole 20. I can't wait to get back out there on my
Yeah,
food truck.
yeah.
I know it's coming.
And it's coming. It's one coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
We planted a lot of seeds this year. We did
Not
a
to
lot
mention
of
what you lived through
yeah.
health wise.
Yeah.
God got some things in store.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to shake it up because if everything looked easy
Mm-hmm.
and you went through every bakery great, what can you do to have a podcast? What can you share? What can you be great about next year if you got all of it this year?
And that's why I feel like my
Wow.
purpose is to teach bakers all over the world,
Yeah.
all over the country, wherever they are.
Yeah, wherever I
on
can
this
reach
planet.
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
wherever I can reach you. My job in God's kingdom is to teach you what you're up against, what to look forward to, in your baking business, to provide you with the resources that you need so you can get the results that you want for
Yeah.
whatever it is that you're after, in your baking business. Because truth be told, I didn't have that available to me and to when I first got started many years ago. Like I said, I couldn't even pay for that information. I didn't have nobody to go to. I didn't have a digital course that I can buy or a digital product that I can buy or a mentor that I can, pay for to get a discovery call. I didn't have none of that. I learned all of this shit through trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like my job in this world, as long as I'm here, is to teach other bakers and to be that resource to be that direct resource to them, so that way they can get to exactly where they
shows
need
like
to
this
get
is
to.
appreciated because of that.
Yeah, so you can get to exactly where you need to get to without all of the bullshit, without all of the fluff. I had somebody earlier say that they was thinking about getting a food truck, but they got to do some more research. Why? What research on what?
Right.
Research? Why are you doing research? And the resources are already right there in fucking front of you.
That part.
Just buy the resource.
The
Just buy
food
because you want to
truck
pay.
is the resource.
Yeah, you want to pay. You don't necessarily have to get it from me.
Right.
I don't care if you don't get it from me. You ain't gotta get it from me because somebody else want to get it from me.
Right.
But get it from somebody. Don't sit there and do research for what? Why the fuck you gonna sit there and do all of that unnecessary work? And the results that you want and the direct resources
Is right here.
is right fucking there.
Not to
Just
mention
pay for
all
it.
the resources you got to understand. Like you mentioned earlier that when you first started, you was in the classes like, I don't even understand.
Yeah, I
what
don't
they
understand all
saying.
this fucking
But
corporate
now when I can
jargon.
go to set, I can click. Oh, you only got to pay this, and then is she gonna walk me? I'm not. I
Step
don't want
by
to say
step.
dumbing it down, but I'm step
No,
by
I
step.
dumbed it down.
I'm guidelining
Yeah.
you. You find stuff like that, baking for dummies. You find
Yeah,
stuff for dummies. I
that's
should
why
have
I
tried
said I
that with
dumbed
my
it
cookies
down.
today. I should have tried cookies
Yeah.
for dummies, but I
Yeah, they
didn't.
have the book,
But
such and such for dummies.
yeah, they have a lot of things
Yeah,
like
I
that.
dumbed it down because that corporate
And somebody who's gonna be so truthful that they're gonna bear their own truth to you.
Yes. Don't talk to me in that corporate jargon. Like, don't sit, girl, that irritates the shits out of me. If somebody's sitting there talking to me and all of this corporate jargon, like you trying to make yourself appear to be smarter than what you actually are. You don't have to talk to me
So I'm
like
paying
that
for this
because
class and I ain't getting nothing out of it.
nothing because I didn't.
Sorry, dumb it down for me.
Yeah, I don't understand that language that you're talking.
Yeah.
I just don't. What the fuck did I just pay for? Because
Right.
what? You said what? I gotta do.
And then most people find themselves sitting there and taking notes, but still have no clue.
I don't know what the fuck I'm taking notes for. What does this mean that I'm writing down on this paper?
Yeah.
Talk to me as if you're talking to my 9-year-old son.
Yeah.
As you talking to somebody in the first grade. Remember that show? Are you smarter than the fifth
Are
grade?
you smarter
Yeah.
than the fifth grade?
Talk to me like you talking to somebody in the fucking fifth grade. Please leave all that corporate jargon, all them big words. I've been out of school for many years. I didn't go to college.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for everybody. It wasn't for me. You know,
right.
I don't need all of that to say, oh, I'm smart or I know more than you.
Right.
Because I can know more than somebody who went to college.
I was going to say now, don't get it twisted because this is one point I always make. A lot of people who went to college can't survive with how I survived.
Yeah.
So just because you went to college means nothing. It just means you spend more money in school and more time than I did.
Exactly. That's it. Don't talk to me like that. Because I'm looking like
nothing.
I'm looking like she was like, what? I don't understand. I don't want to talk to him no more. I'm ready to go.
Just done with the whole thing.
I'm done with the whole thing because now I'm irritated.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand none of this shit you're talking about.
Yeah. Things get like that.
Yeah, so it's like when that person was like, I'm gonna just do research on how to get a food. Research? Girl, why? I'm not doing no fucking research. Mm-mm. No, point me in the direction where I can buy that step-by-step guide at.
1 + 1 is 2, not Jello.
Yeah.
1 + 1 does not equal Jello. And you say so one of them classes. That's how you're gonna be. Oh, I already know 1 + 1 equal Jello. See, you said that too long. Heard so many big words. Now you're slow. Because they'll make you feel slow in those classes.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not doing no research. I'm gonna pay for what I need to pay for to get the result that I want.
And that sin gonna give me the real. She gonna be her own truth. So that means she ain't
because
gonna keep it slick with me. No, I'm going to.
This man, Myron Golden. I admire that man so much. Myron Golden. Now he's smart and he talked to you like you in the 5th grade. Like I can understand everything it is that he's talking about. And I took one of his challenges one day. I said, one day I'm gonna be able to afford to pay for a VIP coaching from him. Like his VIP coaching is like $30,000 for like 8 to 10 weeks, something like that, like 30 grand. And I'm gonna get it. One of these days I'm gonna get it.
We'll get
because
we'll get that food truck first.
Yeah, we're gonna get my food truck first.
Yeah.
We're gonna get that. I get my first 10,000, get my damn food truck. Yeah. But he was given this challenge, and this challenge was like $97. And I learned so much in that challenge.
Just in the challenge.
Just sitting there. That's why I say I will pay for my results. I'm not researching shit.
Yeah.
For what? Yeah. Because and he said it, and that's where I got that from. He said it all the time. You're gonna pay. Either way, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay one or two ways. You either gonna pay with your time or you're gonna pay with your money. Which one do you want to pay with? I'm gonna pay with my money every single fucking time.
Like I paid with my time today with them ginger snap chocolate.
You paid with your time. You pay with your time. Look,
All
you
the
paid
day
with your
long.
time and you still didn't get the result you wanted.
And still didn't get the result I wanted.
Instead of paying for that resource that you need to get the exact resource that you want.
Yeah.
You paid with your time on some cookies that you ain't know nothing about doing because you wanted to do some research.
Then I kept on putting more stuff. Yep. Every batch I put something else.
Case in point, you pay with your time and you still didn't get the results.
Somebody think my chocolate chips were ginger snaps.
Yeah, I did. I thought they were ginger snaps. But case in point, you paid with your time.
That's what I'm saying. So either way, I paid either way.
Yeah, you paid.
That was my whole day.
Yeah.
That was the
so
whole
now,
day today.
So now you paid with your time, and now you about to pay again for resources. You done paid twice.
I done paid twice.
Unnecessary fucking work. If you just paid for the resource from the jump to get the result that you wanted, you wouldn't have been paying with your time and still didn't end up with the fucking result that you wanted.
Still didn't get the result I wanted.
Yeah.
So all those ingredients, all of that went to
wasted money. Wasted money.
Yeah.
That brings us to our conclusion today. We're going to end that on a good note.
1 + 1 does not equal Jello.
Equals 2, goddammit.
That part.
Thank you guys so very much for tuning in today for Bakers Unleashed. This was a good one today.
This was good.
This was a good one today.
This was good.
This was definitely a good one today.
Had a great time.
Yes, you guys. So we'll see you guys same place, same time next week. Peace. Love y'all. Mwah.